Little Miss Recap contains adult language and is intended for entertainment purposes only. Hi, everyone. This season on Seeking Sister Wife, Season 5, we had a lot going on. And one of the bright spots of the show was the storyline of Shane and Ashley Sherwood. When we first met them, we weren't sure what was happening. We just knew that they kind of broke the mold because Ashley was the one who was seeking a partner rather than Shane. As we got to know their story, we learned that Shane was battling cancer. We see that Ashley is expecting a child, and their story became pretty important and sort of became the heart of the show. And so we were thrilled to connect with them and be able to sit down and talk with them about what was going on behind the scenes, where they stand in terms of Shane's health right now, and what is happening in their seeking journey. So please listen as Amanda and I sat down with Shane and Ashley Sherwood from Season 5 of Seeking Sister Wife. Here's the interview. Hope you enjoy it. Do you guys want to introduce yourselves? Tell everybody like where you're from, maybe something like that.
Sure.
Just kind of start us off.
Yeah, so I'm Shane Sherwood. So we currently are living in Wayland, Mass, and actually this is where I grew up. So I know a lot of people have wondered kind of where we're from, and then.
Yeah, I'm Ashley Sherwood, and here living in Wayland. Whatever you guys already know us. That's the thing. Like, you guys know us.
So where in Massachusetts is Wayland?
So we are about 15 miles west of Boston.
Okay, cool.
For people who are familiar with Massachusetts, we're kind of right in the middle between Worcester, which is kind of more central to the state, and Boston, which is more eastern.
Okay.
So been here all my life. Always kind of envisioned my wife here and growing a family here. So we do live actually, right now this is my grandmother's house.
Okay.
Right across the road, stone's throw, is where I grew up, where my parents live.
And they have the pool, right?
They do. Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
Yep.
We all spotted the pool. We know what was happening there. Okay.
Yes. We were lucky enough to shoot during the summer there, and lucky enough to kind of enjoy it in those months.
So, let me start at the beginning, and then Amanda, you feel free to chime in with questions too. We'll go back and forth. Okay.
Yep. I'm ready.
So what brings you to Seeking Sister Wife? Like, do you just wake up one day and you're like, we love Seeking Sister Wife so much, we got to get on that show? Or did somebody approach you? Like, what happened?
Fun fact, we'd never seen the show until
Nope.
3/4 of the way through we were done filming.
Yep.
Wow.
You gotta watch seasons 3 and 4. They are required.
Never seen it while we were filming in the beginning, while this all started ever.
Yeah, so exactly right. So we had never seen the show. Ashley got a message on Facebook one day, and said, "Hey, do you want to be on on film?" And Ashley was just like, "Are we talking like pornography? Are we talking like what are we talking about here?"
That was
What do we mean by film?
Exactly. And so we ended up looking up the person's name and saw that he was a legitimate person, a casting director for the production company, and he said, "Hey, would you like to have a conversation with us about what you guys are looking for in your lifestyle and stuff like that?" We said, "Sure, we'd be willing to open, and hear what you have to say." And we kind of had a quick conversation with him, and
here we are.
Here we are. I mean, it's hard to believe that we're coming up. That was almost a year ago, actually.
Wow.
Right now.
Okay.
In June, right?
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, because the baby has come out of you now. We see. So.
Yes.
Gone. Goodbye.
And no more babies. So if anybody's wondering if we're going to have any more,
we're
done.
My babies out of my body are done.
Yes.
Yes.
Our family are welcome.
Yes.
Fair.
Body.
Yeah.
So tell us a little bit about, because for those of us who've watched religiously the seasons, you guys are a little unconventional for the format, right? So you come in and you're more of a polyamorous situation where you're looking for a partner for Ashley. So tell us a little bit about maybe what going through this process was like, knowing that you were kind of the unconventional casting. And did you have to do a lot of explaining? Did you have to mold your story to make it seem a different way? Like, how did that work?
So I mean, we still identify as polygamous as far as polygamy versus polyamory. I mean, there's a there's a whole umbrella of, I actually saw a really great map of like where they overlap and where they're different. But anyway, so we identify as polygamous.
Okay.
In the sense that I'm seeking two partners. So one partner is male and one partner is female, but really that's the only difference relative to the other families on the show. And then my partner is going to then be in a sibling friendship camaraderie type relationship with Shane.
Yep.
Okay.
So only difference is role reversal. So I don't remember what your initial question was, but I think I kind of sidetracked on polyamory versus polygamy. So I apologize.
No, that's helpful. Amanda, did you have a follow-up question there?
Well, I was going to say, Shane, you're going to be a brother husband to a sister wife.
Exactly.
Yeah, or a friend wife. It's
technically I'm the sister wife.
You're the sister wife.
And I think that was definitely confusing just looking at the fans.
Yeah.
You know, we are we did the AMA and on Reddit, and you know, we are on the Facebook things, and I think it was confusing for fans, but just to set the record straight, like it would be a platonic friendship with us, or you know, myself and this person, and you know, that is what we are seeking, and why we were picked up for the show, because it aligned with those kind of you know, what they are looking for. So I
mean, the way you look at it is it's just a complete role reversal. Everything else is the same,
right?
In terms of dynamic. I'm bisexual, whereas the other person seeking an additional spouse is not in the other families, but really that's the only difference.
Yep.
Okay. So couple questions, clarifying questions. And Shane, I've talked to you about this a little bit. So when we first saw you for the first 5 or 6 episodes, we had no idea what was going on. We didn't know about Shane's medical condition. We just didn't know what was going on. Did you guys get any like initial weird feedback or blowback thinking, you know, because once we saw, this is what was happening. And I told you this, Shane, in real time, like it was like, oh, now it all
makes sense. Yeah.
We kept waiting for the ball to drop. We're like, is it going to happen this week? Are they going to tell him this week? Oh, it's got to be next week. And it just kept not happening.
It was crazy because so we don't get to see the episodes, you know, we see them as they air. So we see them all the viewers do in the public. I know you said you guys get some cliff notes and stuff like that. So you actually knew more like what was going to happen.
A little bit. Yeah.
A little bit.
Right. Yeah. And so we would kind of sit there and based on what we filmed and the order of things, because we don't, you know, they try to keep it in the order that we kind of did things. But, you know, the crew can't always be here, right? So we have to sometimes have conversations, not over, but just kind of have them again.
Right.
Yeah. I was going to say, given your pregnancy, Ashley, they couldn't mess with the timeline with you guys too terribly much. That's way worse than that glass of wine that goes up and down the whole time. Filming.
She's pregnant. No, she's not. She's pregnant.
She's really pregnant. What's happening here?
Yeah. And so we were kind of, and like I said, we got into, so I had never used Reddit. We got Twitter accounts.
Oh boy.
Twitter. You know, I have an Instagram account, but I have never used it. Like we got on all the socials just to kind of see, because we were excited, right? We were going to be on TV and all this stuff. So we were putting together this timeline. Okay, like this episode, I think they're going to put this, and we were pretty much on you know, the spot, but like we were waiting too. We were like, all right, when are they going to drop this? When are they going to drop this? Yeah. Why are people so confused? Why don't they get it? Like, why can't, like, I've laid it out when I was talking to Rachel, like I'm going to be platonic with this person and be like that sister brother relationship.
Yeah. Right.
People aren't seeing that. Like, did they miss the episode? So people were definitely kind of like,
where's the rest? And
then we would see people and they'd be like, all right, I get this dynamic. And we'd be like, all right, people are starting to get the groundwork that they're laying down. You know, I see what they're doing. They called us a slow burn.
I was just going to say, sorry.
It was. And let me tell you something though. I mean, it was worth it. I mean, I don't know how much you've listened to our podcast, but when we got to the episode where I was like almost in tears. Like it was really, really touching. And
it was beautiful.
It was a nice payoff right in the middle of the season.
And that was really hard to watch back.
I bet.
So, I told Ashley, obviously we have our communication is undeniably like the best I've ever had in my life with anybody.
For sure.
And sorry, I'm getting a little choked up even just thinking about it. But that's that night at the bar, I'm grateful to have such a good friend in Charlie. He is a really great guy.
Charlie was like a hero. We loved him.
Yeah. Side note, a week after we shot that, he moved to Pittsburgh.
Oh no. Charlie, how dare you?
And a side note, he might kill me for saying this, but because of our story, he's now dating a girl and they are thinking of seeking almost the same thing we are.
Great.
They've come to us and had conversations with us. So very helpful to kind of repay him for that night because it was tough. And it was tough for me to watch it back and be like, oh my God, I feel so bad for that guy on the screen. And I'm like, I am that
guy.
I have cancer. And then Ashley, looking over to Ashley and her seeing that and the reaction, it was tough.
Sure.
But a lot of people are like, oh, like they're paid actors. We're real people. Like, I have cancer.
Doing real things.
This is our life. We have kids,
Let's get into this because we're here. Okay. Sure. So you talk about this as comfortably as you want to. If if I press too much, please tell me.
No, I'm very
tell us what exactly was going on with your cancer. Where are you at now? And what's the status?
Sure. Yeah. So I was actually at, I don't know if you guys know the band My Chemical Romance.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Sure. Okay. So September of 21. We were at My Chemical Romance at the TD Bank Garden in Boston. And was it 22?
Yeah, because we got married.
Oh, yeah, that's 21. Right. 22, excuse me. And I was just kind of bebopping along, and all of a sudden I got this really sharp pain down in my stomach, and I was like, something's wrong. And I lifted up my stomach, and I had it. I've always had it, but there's an umbilical hernia, and it kind of popped out, and it was bulging like almost like a ping pong ball, kind of out of my. I know, sorry.
That's okay. No, I can imagine how like shocking that would be to look down and go, oh my God, what is happening?
Yeah. So we ended up going to the emergency room because umbilical hernias, if they don't get treated, can cause a lot of issues very quickly by getting pinched. It's basically your gut protruding through your intestines.
My husband's literally getting his operated on like next month. Yeah.
Okay. So they fixed that with the surgery. I'll talk about in a second. But anyway, so they did an ultrasound and then they did an MRI right then, and so they're like, your hernia is okay, but we found some spots on your kidneys. Have you had any operations or something? And we were like, nope. So that kind of started everything. So it went from that was September, and then had a more in-depth couple tests, and then made a plan. And then they operated. They did a partial nephrectomy, which is taking out some of the kidney, the cancerous tissue, my right one, and that was in December of 22. So, and this is where it was a little confusing in that episode. So they found cancer on my left one, but it was very small. So my right one had clear of cancer. They found it on my left one. So I always knew that I was going to have, or we always knew that I was going to have another surgery at some point, and just never knowing when. And it was kind of one of those things it's always looming in the back, hanging over your head. Sure. So the scan that I talk about in the show was to look for newer cancer and to see the cancer on my left kidney, how much it had grown, and if we were going to need to operate or going to just kind of keep it on watch.
Okay.
Ashley was heavily pregnant. Sai, was 6 to 8 months old.
8, no, he was 10. Yeah, somewhere in there.
Somewhere there. But, and we had just moved into this house. Life was well. And, a lot of people, online kind of bash me and bash Ashley about like, oh, you should make your husband go to the doctor. And like, we were scared. I mean, it's sorry. It's one of those.
That's an understandable decision. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's not like we'd put it off for years. We were supposed to get it done in June, and we were at the end of July, maybe August.
Oh, yeah, you're talking weeks. Yeah.
and we were just super busy with life, and
no one wants to get bad news when they're trying to have good news.
Yeah, so
right.
I know now that it probably wasn't great. So long story short, we made a plan so actually that after that scan, they were like, no, we don't need to do anything. We're okay. So every 6 months I have an ultrasound, and every year I have a CAT scan. Okay. So then fast forward to January. So this past January, a few months ago, I had the CAT scan, and they're like, well, those spots on the left kidney are getting bigger. Let's make a plan to remove that tissue. So I actually have surgery this coming Monday.
Oh my goodness.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's crazy because this coming Monday, I think, is going to be the series wrap for us.
Right.
It's actually the day that I'm having this major surgery again.
Wow.
So, yeah, it's kind of surreal. It just kind of felt like that. But
so after they do this surgery, do they think you'll be cancer free?
I will be. Yeah,
okay.
I will be cancer free. As far as we know, my kidneys will be okay. And the reason why we were so scared about it is if you don't catch kidney cancer early, like we did, which was completely by chance.
It was a freak thing. Yeah.
Yeah, the cancer, your kidneys are the highway to a lot of major organs, that if you get cancer there, it's a lot harder to deal with than here. But luckily it was slow growing, and we took care of it. And
Ashley, I can't even imagine what you went through being pregnant and dealing with this.
It was, pregnancy was a lot this time.
I'm sure.
Going on, dating and cancer and having a baby, having a toddler, and we moved during that time.
I actually have a question from our group about that. Let me ask it real quick while we're on this exact topic.
Yep.
So Natalie asks, how do you have the energy to date, chase a toddler, work full time, be pregnant, and tend to a husband? And we all agree in our group, like we're pretty.
There's the answer.
No, I'm kidding.
Red Bull.
You can't drink that while pregnant. I was kidding. I have a Red Bull can, but that's not actually.
That's what I do now. But no, I have always been someone who admittedly overextends myself in all aspects of my life. And it was just no different. I think Shane and I both have the mindset that life doesn't stop. Life doesn't stop when you've got shitty things going on. Life doesn't stop when you have good things going on. And you just have to deal with what you're given and keep going and try to make the best out of what you have. And we had good things going on at the same time as bad things, but we still have these ultimate goals and things that we need and want in our life. And I think a lot of times we've been, like Shane said, we've been bashed on the forums for, is this the right time? What are you thinking? Yeah. Like, you're welcoming a child. How do you have time? Da, 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 da.
Yeah.
There's never a good time.
No. Yeah.
There's never a good time. Everyone's like, I'm not ready for a baby. I'm not financially ready. You're never going to be financially ready.
I'm sort of the same philosophy. Yes.
Yeah. Exactly. Like, if this is what our life goal is, there's
then
no
do it.
If I do it today, tomorrow, or 6 years from now, aside from my wasted 6 years that I could have been doing it.
Yeah.
And so a lot of people have they don't actually know how old we are, so I'm just going to set the record straight. So
okay.
I'm 38 and Ashley is
34. Yeah.
Okay, so we're not spring chickens, right?
You're 38 and 34. Okay.
Yeah. And so we obviously had conversations if this was the right time, if we wanted to postpone it and wait till everything. But like with an unknowingly kind of diagnosis and waiting around, like Ashley said, we want to live life. We want to find that person. We want to invite them into our family and grow with the kids and make memories in case something happened to me or to Ashley or to any of us,
I think
that was a perception out there, was that maybe your diagnosis was sort of rushing this timeline. But then I read that you had said that you were seeking before the diagnosis, right?
Yeah.
Let's clear that up.
Yep, for sure. Yeah, we've been seeking. So I think we kind of laid it out a little bit in one episode. I'm not sure what got edited in which direction, I don't remember, but like we started talking in May of 2020, got married in September of 2021, but it was even before we got married that we started having conversations about what our goals are in a relationship and our family, and kind of what each of our individual goals meant as we would come together. And so we've been of the understanding or impression that we would be living a plural lifestyle since before we got married and seeking a plural lifestyle really since we've been married. So I think the cancer diagnosis certainly plays a role. And I would say it makes it more serious. Not that we weren't serious about seeking a partner before, but now we're like, okay, this is kind of like a fire under our ass for lack of a better term. Like, okay, we don't dilly-dally. This could be a reason to really focus in on this a little bit more right now.
So yeah, and we saw that too. So yeah, to clear it up, this is not something that was brought on because of the cancer seeking for Ashley. It was definitely something that we talked about and agreed on before, and we're seeking even before the show.
Yes.
So that comes to my question. Like you said, when you met, you started talking about this. How did that initial conversation go? You know, I know a ton of people who are poly. I know about a lot in the community. And sometimes when one person says, hey, might want to open up a relationship, the other one is like, danger, Will Robinson, I'm not into this. Or some curiosity. It's a whole spectrum. And even if you might be like, oh yeah, that's cool. And then it starts happening. You're like, oh, wait.
So
this seemed way better in theory.
So I'll give the viewers some information that I feel like helps piece together some of my/our story. So I was married before I met Shane. I got married at a very young age. We were together for 10 years. It was never a bad relationship. It was just one of those things that I was young and getting married was the next thing to do, a societal standard. And I was never in love with that person and kind of always knew that it wasn't the right person. And at the same time, I was committed to that relationship and there was no exploring outside the relationship wasn't an option, but I had presented the concept of maybe I'm interested in women. I need to explore this. What do you think about expanding our relationship, opening it, or even just kind of like trialing that? And it was an absolute hard no, not happening. I mean, that wasn't the reason that relationship ended. But I think there are some viewers who are like, she's 30, however, she had all her life to do this. Why is she just now thinking about women after she's married? Like, not actually how things have played out in our life. And because of that background, then I kind of knew that there was a piece missing for me. And then Shane and I, as you do with any new partner, had kind of talked about things that we've been interested in life, sexually, romantically, personality wise, and kind of came about me being bi and what that meant for our relationship and how we could see that playing out to serve both of us and our families as far as being whole and for each other. So that's kind of the background of
that makes a lot more sense.
It does make a lot of sense. But anybody who's like, she's in her 30s, she should have, I mean, people come out when they're 70. Like,
that's
absolutely.
You realize it when you realize it, and you realize it, and then you do something about it when you're ready to do something about it. Because a lot of times you'll realize it well before you're actually ready to.
Well, you just got to find the right person. And the side note.
Well, and I think too, like, I'm divorced, Amanda's divorced, like we're both divorced and remarried. And I think you just have such a clear idea of what you want and what you don't want when you've gone through that. So that definitely makes a lot of sense. Yes. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
How did your family react when you decided to come out to them as wanting to be polygamous?
How will our families react?
Okay.
So that's definitely a big topic for us. But do
they not have access to television?
No,
they've never been on the internet.
No, actually. So my parents are very old fashioned and they hate the internet and TV. Mostly, they're not that it matters, but they're very conservative and. We will tell them, but not until there's something to tell. It's kind of one of those personal choices where we don't want to just spit off like, hey, we're this, like, try to get attention or something, and they'll be like, okay, this is just another one of Shane or Ashley's, I don't know, things they're going through or something. If you will. Hopefully not, because we're too young for that. But and then Ashley's family is just
very religious, very conservative. And I think ultimately we would get love and support from our family, but I think it will be a period of trials and tribulations and how that impacts not only our relationship with them, but then their relationship with the kids, which we wouldn't want to sever or damage in any way. I would say unnecessarily or any sooner than it has to be. I think also too, being kind of thinking forward, having them have 2, 3, 5, 10 years of being able to watch our relationship together and then be like, oh, by the way, this whole time that you've thought we've been stellar, great, amazing, we've actually been doing the same thing that you don't think that we should be doing right now. So like we've been doing this all along. You just didn't know about it and you still think we're great. So
nothing's changed.
Exactly.
Nothing's changed. Yeah.
I'm just going to put this out there. It is a dream scenario to have your parents like kind of quarantine from culture, that you just deliver information that you want in little snippets.
It kind of is, and I've heard that before, but it kind of isn't too, because like my parents in technology, like it's like sometimes I just want to like, hey, go on YouTube and look at, like, I don't think they know what you like. Anyways.
Yeah, I get it. Hey everyone, stay tuned. Little Miss Recap will be right back after these words. Amanda, would you like to ask a question from the group? We'll ping pong those real quick.
Sure, that sounds great. So there's been a lot of questions actually I've seen online, like, what do you do for a living? And particularly and I actually have gone through a life coach certification before, so that whole scene just cracked me up as somebody who knows a fair bit about that world, and it's just a whole thing. But what do you do, and how has being on the show impacted your career?
Yeah, so I'm a psychiatrist.
You're a medical doctor.
Yes, exactly.
Just be clear.
I'm a medical doctor. I've cut out gallbladders. I've delivered babies. I've done the things that doctors do. Then I specialize in psychiatry. And my work is primarily emergency room and consult psych. And the reason why I bring that up is I don't have a caseload of patients that I follow. I don't have a patient that I see next month, the month after, 6 months from now. I don't follow my patients. I see them once in the emergency room and I determine where they need to go. Do they go home and see their outpatient doctor? Do they go to the inpatient unit? What do they need to do right now? So I think it's very different than if I had a caseload of patients where I was seeing them every day or every month, and they'd be like, oh, I saw you on TV last night. Can I have my Zoloft?
Right.
So it does throw a kind of a hinge in physician-patient relationship, especially in my field of work. Whereas if you saw your emergency room doctor on the television, you're like, oh, haha, okay, well, I guess it doesn't matter because I don't have to like know that you know what you're doing. And it's just how I'm practicing right now, I think, is really the only way that it could work for being on like this. I think any other type of practice, it just wouldn't fit in terms of any potential impact it could have on my career and my relationship with my patients.
And just some backstory on that. So before Ashley worked for the company that she works for doing this type of work, she actually did work in the next town over, and she did have clients. So before the show and before stuff, so we have season tickets to the Boston Bruins, the hockey team here in town.
Oh, yeah.
And sometimes we would go there and she'd be like, I think that person over there like looks really familiar. I think I might have like seen them. And that was kind of the key, like, maybe you should seek something more telehealthy, you know, you might see somebody out in public and, you know.
I don't even work in my state. I work in states all over else the country. I don't work in Massachusetts at all, even though I live here.
She does 15 states?
Yeah, exactly. I am on many other states, so my clients aren't even here anyways.
Yeah.
So, right, you're not going to run into them at the grocery store.
So you never had a situation like I did where you awkwardly run into your therapist, you hug her because you don't know what else to do, introduce her to your mother, and then the next session she's like, so how do you think that hug went?
That sounds rough. I'm sorry.
No, I didn't know what else to do. I just embraced her. It was so awkward.
This is my mom. We talk about in our sessions that cause all
right. So. You've heard a lot about this woman.
I know. My mom's like, oh, I know you. Okay. So Diane would like to know if you've received any response from your neighbors or your community, because she says she's a Massachusetts resident and she knows how the smaller towns can be.
We've only had positive response actually from our neighbors and community. I would say we're not like out and about in the town square or anything like that, but we have had people be like, "Hey, saw you out to dinner."
So it really wasn't until that AMA, right? So we haven't been approached by anybody like out if we're out shopping at the grocery store or anything. We live in a very small,
one exception
town.
to that. We'll tell the story.
Yeah, and but we were like, nobody's ever going to notice. It's a small show, and then all of a sudden, somebody, when we did the AMA, like there was somebody from Whale, and they're like, "Oh yeah, like the PTA, we all watch your show." Like,
oh God,
for you guys, and we were like, "Well, you see all the time, but we to say hi." And I was like, "Wait, why? But why did you say hi? We're normal people, like
right.
We live in the same town." But
yeah, we had a negative response, but
we've only had one person, and it was actually recently. It was about 2 weeks ago. Recognize us outside, and we were at a brewery. We were meeting a friend, so we're big board game people.
What sport were you playing?
Yes, what competitive bar sport were we playing?
We were playing board games.
Okay.
We met at a brewery in Canton. It's called Trillium. It's a very popular one here.
Sure,
and we met our friend who didn't know about the show, because we try to keep kind of our friends that don't, just newer friends. We don't want to be like, "Hey, by the way, we're on TV for a show that I'm looking for a wife," and blah 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 blah.
We're on a TV show called Seeking Sister Wife.
Exactly.
Nice to meet you.
Yeah. Like I said, we're normal people, and it's not something that we kind of just spout off. And we went up to the bar, and the bartender was like, "You guys look familiar. Do I know you?"
Oh my God.
This bar, and we're like, "Nope, never been there." And she's like,
"No, I know you."
But I know you. And I was like, do you
watch so she was trying to deny that she's glued to her television screen every time Seeking Sister Wife is on.
Well, exactly. She's like, another bar, and like she's like, "Oh, like, do you guys go to so and so bar?" And we were like, "Nope." And she's like, "Okay." And I was like, "Do you watch TLC?" And her face just turned like this like expression. Oh my God. And that was like our only claim to fame, as being like recognized.
There you go.
Yeah.
I like it. So another burning question from our group, because, I know you've been watching the episode, so you see the other couples, is what will the sleeping arrangements be? Are you getting the 12-foot bed?
Listen, I'm all about a big bed. However, I don't know if y'all saw our bedroom. It's not going to hold a 12-foot bed.
Yeah. This house is very old, and they must have been a lot smaller back when this house was built, because we have the room.
Okay. I would say we're open, we're flexible. We are people who, we don't have any like set ways, like this is how things must be done. We're always in a conversation. And if whoever joins our family is insistent that she wants it one way and not the other, we're absolutely open to having that conversation. And if there's a preference that we have more so than something that she wants, like, we have a conversation, we figure it out, and whatever's going to work best for our family and that person. Like, I can't say that this person has to fit this mold and must fit this side of the bed. If she wants her own space, great. If she doesn't want to have anything to do with sleeping in the same bed with Shane, fine.
Right. We definitely talked about it both ways, where we, I would maybe either sleep in a different room, and Ashley would kind of split her time between, this person and myself. And, that's okay with me. Or we might have a bed like the Davises have, which honestly, I just want because of her 4 dogs in 2 days. Like,
But just think about how expensive those sheets are. This is the thing I can't get past.
Well,
how expensive are custom sheets for a 12-foot bed?
I don't. Well, you need 4 people to put them on too, right?
Right, exactly. Exactly.
But no, actually, the Davises are great. So we've talked to our other kind of, I guess, co-stars a little bit.
The Merrifields too.
So I've talked to Garrick, but very, very briefly.
Okay.
Did Danielle reply?
Don't do the imitation. Don't do the imitation. Don't do the imitation. Okay, go on.
I mean, I gotta do it.
You have to see her do it. She embodies it. It's really pretty spectacular.
So you kind of go like this. You kind of go, well, Danielle and I were in the garage and Jesus came by. Like, it's protruding out the jaw on the bottom.
Yeah, that's really good though. I like that.
Yeah. They're something. They're interesting. Yeah.
They are interesting people.
So you've talked to Garrick a little bit. You've never talked to Danielle.
I think I've exchanged a couple of messages with Danielle, but when I say a couple, I mean like a literal couple, not like a couple times.
I mean,
so let's do this. Let's do you have to be trapped in a room with another couple from the show.
Who do you pick?
Who would it be?
Definitely the Davises.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I feel like Nick Davis would be a lot of fun to be in a room
I think it would be a good time.
Well, so Nick and I are both stay-at-home dads.
Right.
So,
do you dress for the occasion?
Yes, you dress in a three-piece suit.
I'm not as sharp a dresser as Nick is.
He wins there. Yeah.
Before the babies, did you stay home to think and feel? Because that's what he did prior to children.
I did not. No, I was in the biotech industry.
Okay. I tell you, Nick Davis, smartest man in America. Smartest man in America.
Vera was singing the ABCs at like 20 months.
We were very, but they're very lovely people. We've talked to Becky a little bit, and yeah. So, and not that we haven't talked to the Salahuddins.
We have not. No,
I haven't reached out to them, but and here's the thing with Ashley and I is that we know that people judge us for the lifestyle that we live.
Right.
We really try not to judge a book by their cover, and like sometimes we do watch a show and we're like, oh, we're like you guys, we're like, oh my God, I can't believe they just said this or they just and then we put ourselves in their shoes and we're like, yeah, but we're kind of doing the same thing, and like we can understand that to a point.
Yeah. We try to judge people by what is coming out of their mouths.
Yes.
On the show. That's why I like to judge.
I mean, that's the only way you can do it, right?
Because we're very sex positive. We are very open minded. You do whatever you want, but as
long as everybody involved is happy and consenting, go with God. I do not care what anybody does.
Yes.
Easy peasy.
Okay, so I think I asked all the questions from the group.
Yes, we have hit all of those.
Did we hit all of them? The sleeping arrangements was a big thing.
It was a big thing.
Awkward to ask somebody what they want, how they want to sleep.
I'll go with a question, Amy.
Okay,
go ahead.
I said it was definitely something that we discussed with the producer. I think it is on film. I just don't think it got there. So.
Yeah. I feel like it's like there's like tropes of this show that we always have to go through. One of which is, where's everyone going to sleep and how are we going to manage this? And then you guys haven't had this, like you have to tell the stranger about what you're doing. You
have to go to like a flower shop
and be like,
oh yeah, they haven't.
We're polygamous. It's like,
right.
And you really have to try to pick someone that you know is going to be offended by it, and tell that person.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Go ahead, Amanda.
I was just saying. So my question is: so how has being on the show impacted your search and your relationship?
Good one.
I would say,
and I know you probably can't tell us things, and that's fine. Say what you can say.
Oh no. I would say as far as like I'll speak to our relationship. Our relationship, and it's so funny because we see people and what they comment on or what they think they know about us in our relationship. Because some people couldn't be more wrong. It's insane.
Sure.
Our relationship is insanely strong. Like our communication is beyond anything I've ever experienced. And our relationship was strong before we started this. Our relationship, I would say, is equally as strong, if not stronger, through and after this.
For sure.
It has had zero negative impact whatsoever on us.
No.
Our search continues. I would say our search in terms of anyone new that comes up in as a potential partner, we, I think appropriately so, or in a wise fashion, have a little bit of air of caution. Like, okay, are you in this for the right reasons? Now you know that I'm a doctor. You saw that we're on TV. Like, are we sure that this is you're not searching for something else? We need to kind of clear that out of the way first. But aside from like how, I don't know if you have anything else to say as far as how it impacts our search or.
So there have been people that have, so I like to interact with fans. You've probably seen me on Facebook in the forum, and I love it. I mean, it's one thing that I just like to do. Ashley, not so much, but so there have been people that
I'm always there. Yeah. You just don't know.
So there have been people that kind of have reached out because Ashley didn't respond to them. So I'm like the next best thing. Get the scrap. And like Ashley said, so we were fortunate enough that when we were almost about to sign on for the show, we actually reached out to Sidian and Tasha, who you know from the previous seasons.
I'm in love with Sidian.
She's in love with Sidian.
Okay.
I love Sidian.
So,
I interviewed Sidian.
Super nice people. So they created a Facebook group called Meet the Cast.
I'm in there.
Ashley sent a message to Tasha, right?
I did, yeah.
And was like, hey, would you be willing to talk to us? We might be cast for the show. We kind of want to get your perspective on how it was and how it affected your life. And we did a lot of research. We didn't just sign on blindly and was like, we're very calculated people. If you haven't figured that out, watch the show and hit listen to this. So They took a call from us. Super nice people.
Tell me everything Sidian said. What was he wearing?
So
when she says she's in love, guys, she's not kidding.
Yeah, I can see that.
Were she not happily married, she might be making her way to Portland as we speak. It could happen.
Well, did you get his new book? Did he sign it for you? I know
I have his new book. Yes.
Yes. But they just said, hey, look, we're going to be real with you. There's going to be people that are going to come out, and not everybody has the right intentions.
Sure.
Just be very cautious about who you talk to and what you talk to. About. I don't think it's impacted our search as much. I mean, Ashley is really how it works for us. Just so kind of people know is that. So Ashley is on a bunch of different apps.
Mm-hmm.
And she'll
not 10,
not 10,
not 10 like Eric.
4 on my phone.
How does my iPhone work? I don't know how this app works.
that was tough. I felt for him in that scene.
Yeah. That was a rough scene for our boy there. I have a quick question before we leave, and this is something I totally forgot to ask up front. Mm-hmm. So, in one of your beginning episodes that we saw anyway, Ashley, you talked about you wanted somebody who, if they wanted children, would be open to having Shane's biological children. Yep. But that does not mean that they would be having a relationship with Shane, correct?
I would
wait. I have to have sex with this person? So people know that doesn't have to happen.
And I would say this is one of those things where it's like, don't believe everything you see on TV.
Right. So explain yourselves there.
Yeah. Editing is a silly thing sometimes. So what the reality of the situation is if whoever comes into our life already has children, great. If she doesn't have children and she wants children, fine. If she doesn't have children and doesn't want children, fine. If she does want children, what we would like to see happen is that she have a child by way of Shane, not by way of Shane sexually, but by way of Shane's sperm. They're safe, they're put away, they're ready to go should whoever comes into our life want them.
Okay.
If we don't use them, that's fine.
And I'm just going to say this just for the record, but it's called IVF. And we're I would go in a cup, and then they would take that and they would artificially inseminate.
No sex,
the woman.
Nothing.
No sex.
Right.
No,
and that I would imagine that would be nice because then your kids would be true siblings.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it's something concrete that binds the three of us together because just like every other family, there's always somebody who's quote unquote left out, whether it's the Davises the women are legally married, but then they're not actually married to Nick, or you have Danielle and Garrick, or they're divorced, but they so there's always somebody who's left out in some regard, but a baby would bind all three of us together.
Yeah, it's kind of like Vera for the Davises.
Exactly.
That's something that binds them. They're all a mother to Vera.
That Vera's real cute.
That baby is really freaking adorable.
Yeah, it hits home with us too because she is the same age as our oldest Silas. They're
nice.
Almost
They're a month apart.
They're a month apart. So
nice.
Yeah. So that's the answer to the question that I would. Again, it's a platonic relationship. Again, I am going to be the sister wife. Sibling. Yes.
Okay. All right. This has cleared up so much.
Yes, it really has.
And Shane was joking with me and saying that he would like to hear an apology, and he was joking, but I'm going to give you an apology because Amanda and I really ripped on you when we didn't know what was happening. Although I will say that we always were very impressed with how you guys communicate with each other. We thought that you had a very good relationship. That came through from the very beginning.
We always liked you. We just didn't know what the hell was happening. A little fun
at the axe throwing.
We didn't know what was happening,
Shane's like, I guess you don't like axe throwing. We just don't understand it. Listen, I can't throw an axe.
We met because of axe throwing. If we both weren't in the axe throwing world, we wouldn't be here.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
We wouldn't have 2 beautiful kids and be married and be super happy.
My husband and I met June of 2020, and we have joked that we don't really have a real relationship because we have never gone axe throwing. Because that was like the cliche date in 2019.
There's still time.
I know there's still time. I keep telling him one day I'm going to take him axe throwing and we'll just start over.
Timmy and I have split wood together. Does that count?
That does. I mean, you held an axe in your hand.
Yeah, we're throwing an axe into a log.
Yeah.
Well, okay. So Timmy threw BX and I just watched. It happened. I was there.
I mean, you explained to me that you're not very athletic and you're probably good at it, and that's why you haven't done it. So I gave you a pass and I accepted your apology.
Yes, thank you. You do not want to give me an axe.
Which one of you is the better axe thrower?
Okay. Hands down. Like, he's a big deal.
So I know you guys made fun of it, but I used to be one of the best axe throwers in the world. I've been on ESPN.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
I've been in the finals of the World Championship for knife throwing. So being in kind of the public spotlight was not something that I was
it's not new to you.
It's not new to me. And I was signing axes for little kids. Like,
that's so sweet.
I was the first fully sponsored axe thrower in the world. So I was.
Did those axes for the little kids have like protectors on the blades? Just asking.
No.
Oh my God.
They are sharp as heck. So if you go to an axe place, they are dull. Like, those things will chop your finger off. And one of the most common injuries is when it gets in the board and you'll take, and the axe will come out and you'll drop.
Hits you back?
No, you'll drop it, and your gut reaction is to grab it because that's what you do when you fall it, and it cuts you. And there's you got she's got some battle wounds here.
Ouch!
There it is.
Oh
yeah! Ooh, yikes!
I would think pulling it out of, like, because I know a real axe, when you're pulling it out of the wood, you have to watch you don't hit yourself in the face with it. I would be injured all over my body.
Amy, you cannot do this. You cannot be allowed to do this.
Listen, we did some coaching with the film crew, so we can do it with
you. Listen, you have a sonnet you want dissected, I'm your girl. But I'm not gonna throw an axe. I'm just not. It's not gonna happen. All right, guys, thank you so much.
This was so great. You guys are
so
lovely.
Much fun.
Thank you so much.
And let me just say, and I said it again, I'm not blowing smoke. Your story's beautiful. Yeah. We were glad to see it. Really glad to have it this season, and we wish you all the luck in the world.
Thank you so much for having us and reaching out, and even just making that post. I mean, it really, that response to that episode and to our whole story, by the people that get it and aren't just bashing us because they watch reality TV to bash us.
Yeah.
It's been really, help Ashley and I, and we want to thank everybody that's watched and made this journey,
what it
is, and great for us.
Well, thank you guys for listening, and I want to thank Shane and Ashley for being so open and available and humoring us with our questions. We really appreciate that. And don't miss our coverage of this season. We still have 2 episodes to go, guys, and we're very, very excited. So subscribe to Little Miss Recap wherever you get your podcasts, and make sure you don't miss an episode. Thanks, and we'll see you soon.